So it seems like the international break has drove the media to insanity. They are now posting complete dog shit to fearmonger Barcelona and football fans around the world. This is one example of it. Breaking: the owners of PSG have been talking about Lamine Yamal. Their message is now that they want him no matter the cost. Um, I've been seeing this over the past week. I think I mentioned this in my last video as well. That was a bit of a smaller thing because it was posted by a complete fake news account. But this is a lot more groundbreaking because this is a very this Barca Universal account is pretty official. Like, they post like reliable shit. I follow them. They are a pretty valid place to get your football news, your Barcelona news specifically, because it is a Barcelona channel. Coming from Romain Molina, I don't know who that is. I think it is a trusted source because the account is posting it. Okay, that was the first thing I saw, and then all of a sudden there's this, bro, and it just seems like this is all coming out around the same time. This seems kind of like motivated in some way. Lamine Yamal is reportedly frustrated with Hansi Flick's public criticism and has not ruled out leaving Barca if things do not change. Paris Saint-Germain are prepared to break the world record transfer fee to sign him, but Yamal is also open to a move to the Premier League, bro. Source: Defensa Central. Now let's look up Defensa Central. Let's see what account this is, bro. Let's see who the fuck this Defensa Central is, bro. Who is this account, bro? Hello? Defensa Central. Wow. What a valid place to get your fucking information, man. Yeah, bro. Lamine is so unhappy with how Hansi Flick is talking shit about him. The only time that he mentioned anything was when he talked about the whole team being a bit more selfish than last year. But he didn't even say anything to Lamine specifically, bro. And it was one thing. And they don't even know if it was about Lamine anyways. And now, I don't even know why transfer that account is even like posting shit like this, because they're usually pretty accurate. Like, I like to get my news from them sometimes. They mostly post valid shit. This is a complete fabrication. I cannot believe that they just genuinely did this shit and thought that like people wouldn't like look this up. They knew what they were doing as well, because they didn't even post a link. They just posted the fucking name, hoping people wouldn't search this shit up, bro. Look at the account that says that Lamine is unhappy with Hansi Flick, bro. Look at the shit I'm looking at. Defensa Central, a Real Madrid badge as the profile picture, a Real Madrid banner for the account, the voice of Madrissimo, like, fuck off. News about Real Madrid, and supposedly they know Lamine Yamal's mental state and how happy he is at the club, bro. Talking about he doesn't rule out leaving the club, bro. Shut the fuck up, bro. That's complete fabrication again. And then here we get to the legendary touchline T. If you know, last video I kind of stacked on this nigga. This is who used to be the European Lads account. He left the internet after his whole family got doxxed and he sold his account. This is the successor of this account, the touchline T. And what they have done with the legacy of the legacy of the European lad, what they decide to do with this honor of carrying the torch of one of football's most beloved Twitter accounts. They decide to completely rebrand it and turn it into a complete and utter anti-Barcelona, anti-Messi conglomerate with a few million followers, and then they post this complete nonsense, and then football fans are forced to see it and wonder if it's actually real, bro. This account is not trustable anymore, bro. They started out, I followed them a few months ago when they first made the rebrand. Rebrand was like a year ago, but I followed them a few months ago. When they were just, at that time they were only doing score updates and like legit transfer news and shit, but then they realized that they weren't getting enough shit. They just don't have the same pizzazz as the European lad had, so they've decided to now completely just fuck with Barcelona fans because we are the biggest club in the world. So they know that if they troll us, then they basically, if Barcelona fans fall for it, they have free ammo, and they have free interactions for the rest of their internet career. This is not a trustable source. Major breaking and yeah, I mean, I already said this. Whatever. Now this, I don't know how true this is. This is from Romain Molina, the one who posted the original shit that PSG owners were talking about wanting Lamine Yamal under any circumstance. Breaking: Lamine Yamal's father has become more influential over his son and his relationship with Barcelona due to increased attention on him and growing pressure from PSG and other clubs. Over time, his demands have increased. For example, he went to Barcelona and said, "It's not fair that my son doesn't get enough support in the Ballon d'Or race," because Barcelona was supporting Rafinha more at the time. Since then, the media narrative and support within the club and even from the Spanish Federation have changed. In Barcelona's dressing room, this wasn't well received. The club's motto is based on collectivism, so Barcelona has since been constantly saying yes to everything despite some strange requests like asking for private jets. You can't imagine the number of offers and messages they receive from politicians, celebrities, and even women. Romain Molina. My take on this is, as scary as this might sound, I think that there is a hint of truth in this. Lamine's dad has the the feeling of just a turncoat, ungrateful, uh, incapable of being loyal. He just has that like in him, bro. Like you can tell in his behavior. He was literally a Madrid fan of like 10 years ago. Now he's a Barca fan. He's not a loyal Barca fan. He's not a Barcelona fan, bro. Get that straight. He only supports the club because Lamine plays for it, bro. But he has no loyalty to the club whatsoever, bro. He will sell out this club if he thinks it'll get Lamine more props and prop him to where he thinks Lamine actually is. He is not a trustable person whatsoever, and Lamine, I hope it's not true, bro. That's his dad, bro. He's probably gonna listen to him. He obviously has a lot of love for him. That's his fucking father. I wouldn't be surprised if there is a hint of truth in this. This specifically makes me a bit more worried because it is the same person, Romain Molina, the one who broke the first story and shit, followed by Fabrizio Romano. This has to be a trustable person. I would say that this is true. Fuck, man. Apparently there's just a rift between the club and Lamine's dad now. And let me tell you this, bro. If this ever goes anywhere, if Lamine ever leaves the club by forcing himself out, if he leaves this club in his prime, I will dedicate. I my life will become a Lamine hate train, and I don't say that lightly, dude. He is the best player that has come out of Barcelona since Messi. If he were to betray the club in that way after we put him on, after we pushed him to the top, after we taught him how to play the sport, bro. If he decides to betray us and leave us in his prime, go to PSG, because PSG have already done this to me 2 times, bro. The first time was with Neymar. That shit hurt worse than Dembele. That shit hurt fucking bad, bro. They did that shit with Neymar. Then they did that shit with Dembele, who is now a Ballon d'Or winner. If they do that shit with Lamine Yamal, PSG are officially my most hated club. And I will hate Lamine Yamal. And I don't say that lightly. I don't like to like spread hate and shit. I don't like to use this beautiful sport to like just spread negative energy. But I feel like I would be justified in my anger for this because we did put him on and he became one of the best players in the world at our club. Barcelona has this like energy of if you are doing good here, if the people love you, then you stay for as long as you fucking can until you're just not in your prime and then you go and then it's beautiful. But if he were to leave in his prime, if he were to do us like that, he will not be forgiven. And I won't let up, bro. I will genuinely hope the worst for his career. The worst possible. But hey, it hasn't happened yet, bro. So Lamine Yamal's still my star boy. Fuck whatever his dad has to say. There's still time. Yeah, bro, it's fine. He's gonna stay here for the rest of his career. No need to worry as a Barca fan. Yeah, bro, we love Lamine around here. Okay, next, Lewandowski. I don't think this is much of a surprise to anybody. If you've been okay, let me read this first. Every day it becomes more clear that Barcelona will not renew Robert Lewandowski's contract. He will leave as a free agent in the summer. They considered the possibility of renewing Lewandowski's contract and selling him to a Saudi Arabian club, but the player would prefer to stay in Europe and move to a European club. Uh, I mean, I feel like this is pretty obvious. If you've noticed the past like month or two, he's been slowly phasing out Lewandowski, starting Ferran Torres over him in the PSG game, which was like the biggest game of the season so far. He started Ferran over Lewandowski. Um, yeah, I think Lewandowski still has the ability to be a. I mean, he still is one of the best strikers in the world. He still has that ability. I think it would be a mistake to just let him go to any European club. And we don't have the funds to just like fucking buy any other striker, bro. So I don't know. Maybe we get rid of him, get a cheaper option, like the young guy from Levante who's on loan there from I think Villarreal. I don't know. But yeah, we keep an eye on him. I think it wouldn't be a mistake to let him go to just another European club because he is still at that level. He's still scoring goals. He's still looking pretty sharp. This I don't take too kindly to these news, but yeah, if we gotta do what we gotta do, then we gotta do. You know. So yeah, watch out for that over the next few weeks as a Barca fan. And last but not least, Cristiano Ronaldo missed a penalty. He missed a penalty against Ireland yesterday. I didn't watch the game, but every other day, bro, I see this guy fucking up, bro, and it just makes me happier, bro. Seriously, man. I might be labeled as a hater. I don't really give a shit, bro. Um, for years, this guy terrorized my life by just being a complete bitch, negative, messy hater. He and respect to him, bro. He worked his hardest. He did absolutely everything he possibly could to be remembered as the greatest player of all time. But even after all that hard work, all that dedication, all that sacrifice, all that grit and that anger building up inside of him, that hate for Messi, that need to be better for him, after all of that work, after winning Champions Leagues after Champions League, after winning Ballon d'Or after Ballon d'Or, after winning his nation's first European trophy, bro, he still will be remembered as everything but the best, bro. That title is claimed for Messi and Messi only, bro. This penalty is a fucking reminder of that shit, dude. Even if he made this penalty, bro, even if he was playing good every fucking game to the World Cup, bro, he will always shit the bed when his country needs him most. And I'm not talking about that Nations League shit a few months ago, bro. Cool, he won a friendly trophy. He shit the bed in the Euro final in 2016. He didn't even play that fucking game. He was terrible the whole competition as well. People forget that shit because he had one decent game. He was bad in that competition as well. He didn't carry Portugal for shit. Didn't win player of the tournament. Was not one of the best players. Not even top 20 players in the tournament in 2016. So my reminder to you, he will score all these goals in these friendly games. He will score all these goals in these meaningless friendlies and nonsense tournaments that were created 5 years ago. But when it comes time, when it comes for the best players in the world to answer their nation's call on the world's greatest tournament, on the world's greatest ever stage, this guy will always never be enough, bro. Remember that shit, nigga. When his country needs him most, he will never be enough, bro. After all that fucking hard work, after all that dedication, he is everything but his nation's savior and the player of the generation, bro. That title goes to Messi. And he will be always remembered as number two. See you guys whenever I see you. Peace.